The room was heavy, filled with an air of solemnity and anticipation. Jesus' friends, his disciples, huddled close, their faces etched with concern and sorrow. They knew this was goodbye, a farewell that carried the weight of the world. Jesus, their teacher, their friend, was leaving. His words were filled with a mix of love, hope, and a deep sense of finality. He would soon face the cross, a symbol of ultimate sacrifice. Their hearts were troubled, filled with fear and uncertainty about the future. In the quiet of that room, Jesus offered them, and us, these words of comfort and reassurance. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you," he said, his voice steady and calm, cutting through the tension. "I do not give to you as the world gives," he continued, emphasizing the difference between worldly peace and the profound peace he offered. "Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid," he urged, his words a balm to their anxious souls. John 14:27. As the disciples reflected on his words, a sense of hope began to emerge, a glimmer of light in their darkest hour. The flickering candlelight in the room symbolized the enduring light of Jesus' promise, a beacon of peace and courage. In that moment, they found unity and strength in each other, holding on to the promise of peace that Jesus had given them. And so, with heavy hearts but renewed spirits, they prepared to face the days ahead, carrying with them the peace that transcends all understanding. This peace, a gift from Jesus, remains with us today, a constant reminder to not let our hearts be troubled and to not be afraid. As we walk through our own journeys, may we always remember this farewell promise and find solace in the peace that Jesus left with us. Peace. Not just a nice thought, but a promise. Jesus doesn't offer an absence of trouble, he offers something far greater: peace in the midst of trouble. This isn't the world's kind of peace. The world's peace depends on circumstances, a good job, good health, a full bank account. Jesus' peace, it's a deep, abiding sense of calm that comes from knowing he is with us, no matter what. Our world is full of storms. Uncertainty churns around us. We face sickness, loss, fear. It's easy to let our hearts be troubled, to give in to worry, to be afraid. But Jesus says, don't let your heart be troubled. Don't be afraid. Cling to my peace. His peace is an anchor in the storm. It's a deep breath when anxiety threatens to steal our joy. Section 4, A Father's Love in the Night. I remember a night years ago when my daughter was very sick. She had a high fever and her small body was racked with chills. I could see the pain in her eyes and it broke my heart. I felt so helpless just sitting there holding her hand, wishing I could take her pain away. Fear threatened to overwhelm me. I was terrified of what might happen, of the unknown. The night seemed endless, and every minute felt like an hour. I kept looking out the window, hoping for the first light of dawn, but it seemed so far away. Then I remembered Jesus' words, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Those words echoed in my mind and I found myself reaching for the Bible on the nightstand. I clung to that promise. I closed my eyes and prayed, asking for strength and peace. I prayed for my daughter, for her healing, and for the courage to face whatever lay ahead. In that moment of prayer, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. And you know what? Peace came. It wasn't a magical healing, but a deep sense of calm in the midst of the storm. My daughter still had a fever, but I felt a renewed strength to care for her, to be there for her. Not a magical healing, but a deep sense of calm in the midst of the storm. I realized that his peace doesn't always take away the problem, but it gives us the strength to face it. It was a peace that allowed me to be present for my daughter, to comfort her with a gentle touch and a reassuring smile. His peace doesn't always take away the problem, but it gives us the strength to face it. That night, I learned the true meaning of faith and trust. It was a lesson in love, a father's love, and the divine love that sustains us through the darkest nights. Section 5, Embracing His Peace. How do we find this peace? We turn to Him. In the midst of our busy lives filled with noise and chaos, we seek a moment of stillness. We close our eyes, bow our heads, and reach out to the divine. It is in these quiet moments of prayer that we begin to feel His presence. We pray. We read His Word. The Scriptures are a source of comfort and guidance, offering wisdom that transcends time. As we immerse ourselves in the holy texts, we find answers to our deepest questions and solace for our troubled hearts. The words come alive, speaking directly to our souls. We trust His promises. We remember that He is with us, always. In moments of doubt and fear, we hold on to the assurance that we are never alone. His promises are steadfast, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. We lift our eyes to the heavens, feeling the warmth of His love envelop us. He is bigger than our problems. He loves us more than we can imagine. When the storms of life rage around us, we find refuge in His embrace. His love is a fortress, unyielding and eternal. It is a love that surpasses all understanding, a love that calms our fears and soothes our anxieties, and in that love, in that presence, we find His peace. A peace that settles deep within our hearts, bringing clarity and calm. It is a peace that transcends circumstances, unaffected by the turmoil of the world. In His presence we find a sanctuary, a place of rest and renewal, a peace the world cannot give, and a peace the world cannot take away. It is a divine gift, a reminder of His everlasting grace. As we walk through life, we carry this peace with us, a constant companion on our journey. It is a testament to His unending love and faithfulness, a promise that we are cherished and protected, now and forever.